IonQ is one of the most advanced quantum computing companies. I should say most advanced quantum computer specific companies, right? Because there are larger companies like Alphabet and IBM that are researching quantum computing. But in terms of standalone quantum computing stocks, IonQ is one of the largest one measured by revenue over the trailing 12 months. So in this video, I wanted to elaborate on what IonQ is focused on in the upcoming year and the progress they've made so far in developing the technology, given their critical role in the quantum computing industry.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So IonQ said that they want the act of actually using a quantum computer to be boring, simple as it is to take advantage of a GPU to accelerate parts of a workload today. And unsurprisingly, IonQ is modeling a lot of the strategies that NVIDIA modeled when it was developing its accelerated computing technology. I'm noticing IonQ is doing a lot of the similar things that NVIDIA did in developing its technology. And I like the path that IonQ is taking with this because this is what makes it usable, accessible for more enterprises. And that's what's going to turn this from a technology to a business. And as it is right now, IonQ is one of the most advanced in terms of generating revenue from quantum computing. The more accessible it can make it, the more people could potentially use this technology. Anytime you find a situation that can benefit from faster computing, that's an area where quantum computing can jump in and facilitate an acceleration, right? When you have something that could take years to compute and you can drill that down to computing in an instant, that's where quantum computing could make the leap, right? If you remember, 100 years ago, before we had calculators and computers, etc., it would take such a long time to compute the most simple computations that you can get an answer to in a second, in less than a second, in a spreadsheet today, whereas it used to take so much longer. And that's created the ability to develop further technology on top of that because of that capability. So IonQ said that individual gate speed is important and it's a key factor in overall time to solution, right? That's the key, time to solution. But that overall time to solution is the thing we actually care about. That's the thing that creates real commercial value. And then similarly, qubit performance is incredibly important and the key driver of that algorithmic performance. So qubit performance helps algorithmic performance, and algorithmic performance is the thing that adds value. Healthcare is an area I've talked a lot about with quantum computing and drug discovery. Some of those computations take very long to find a solution for. And with quantum computing, if you can find solutions for some of these complex calculations and combinations and drill those down to seconds instead of years, imagine the drug discovery that could be accelerated as a result. So usability is also critical according to IonQ. And the way they make it more usable is by making all the stuff around running a circuit as efficient and simple as possible. And so they're creating tools and abstraction layers that let users choose what parts of the stack they want to get deep on and what parts they just want to work. So basically what they're saying is they're trying to make their technology accessible to everyone at all levels. So if you're a novice, someone with very little experience on this front, meaning those of us that are not physicists or people that have extensive knowledge in this category, but you do want to utilize the accelerated computing, you can do that with their technology. But they also want to make it available for those that are more advanced, that for those that want to push the limits of this technology, that want to customize and adjust and utilize all the various tools that's available. They're going to make it available for that layer as well. So here's what IonQ is focusing on this year. They've introduced what they're calling hosted workflows, quantum functions, and hybrid solvers, which are a collection of new interaction models that work together to enable these hybrid solutions and make them effective and simple. They're also introducing a scheduling capability called sessions, making sure that time to solution is maximized and resource utilization is also maximized, is critical in the long term and in the short term. Right? They're also rolling what they're calling an accelerated on-QPU runtime as part of the IonQ quantum operating system. So these are the things that they are focusing on this year, and achieving these launches, these releases, these capabilities is going to be critical for IonQ. A company like IonQ in early stage development, it's critical for them to hit these milestones, demonstrate progress, because each time they hit one of these milestones, each time they announce a new product or service or capability, that makes investors more excited about IonQ, which inevitably leads to IonQ being able to raise more capital, get more money from investors, which they desperately need because the business is not self-sustaining just yet, and it probably won't be self-sustaining for several years into the future. So bridging that gap between now and when the business is self-sustaining, they need investor capital, they need investor money so that they can bridge that gap, so that they can get to that point where the business is self-sustaining. And the way they get more investor money is by demonstrating progress, facilitating new products and services, demonstrating milestones, hitting milestones, showing to investors that they're making progress on commercial viability. Each time they do that, investors would be willing to give them more money at a lower cost of capital. So instead of a lender telling IonQ, sure, we'll lend you $10 million, but we're going to ask 25% rate of interest. With further progress and further milestones, they might say, we'll give you 10 million, but instead of 25%, we'll ask for 18%. And so on, right? Each time they hit a milestone, the cost of capital decreases. And so that's why it's critical for IonQ to set these in-between milestones, to hit these milestones, demonstrate the progress, show investors, and then continue on that path of making this a commercially viable product and business. Hey everyone, I'm excited to announce that my book is finally available for sale. I've been working on it for more than a year now, so I'm really excited to finally share this with you now. It goes through my framework for evaluating stocks. Some of you often ask why I like this stock or why I like the other stock, and this framework provides you the things that I look at when I'm evaluating stocks. I've added the link in the description below.